Hey, what's up, guys? So I'm always telling everybody that my favorite landing page builder is actually the Shopify native page builder. It's absolutely awesome. You just got to make a few customizations to the template, and boom, you're good. You got landing pages. You also want to use the Metafields and metadata. But I'm going to show you how to do all of that because I talk about it all the time, but I've never actually showed anybody. And it's actually pretty simple. It takes a little bit of time to get it set up the first time through, but the amazing thing is that once you've done it once, then it's just filling in a few fields and you can knock out your landing pages really quickly. And at the end, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to show you how to add in more stuff, add in more bells and whistles to your landing pages. Like if you wanted timers to do certain things. I mean, really, really cool stuff that you'll never even be able to find apps to do. You'll be able to create on your own. And I'll give you an example of that. I just made a simple script utilizing AI. ChatGPT helped me write this script, and I'm going to show you how to do that here at the end. But basically it says, well, what I have on this product is two variants. I have a variant that's a free variant that doesn't cost anything, and I have a variant that costs $10. And then I have a timer here that when I refresh this page over here, the timer starts up and it says 10 seconds left to get for free. Boom, there's free. And if I don't claim that, then when this time goes out, I actually have to pay full price, or whatever, however you want to set it up, right? And it did that automatically. The buttons hit automatically. The timer got placed there automatically. And those are things that you normally would have to go dig around and find an app for. And I'm going to show you how to make yours really quickly, just using code and embedding it into your page. And so that's just a bonus. So stay around until the end. And for giving you that bonus, that extra tidbit, I hope that you give me a comment, give me a like, or whatever you can on this video, okay? And definitely follow along for more strategies and cool stuff. Oh, by the way, I have this page open right here. If you want to know about how to utilize AR, augmented reality, and 3D in commerce, definitely follow along because I have a lot of content on that as well. So anyways, back into the content. What we're going to do is take a product, the product that we were just looking at, and we're going to make a landing page for it, or a landing page template for it. And we're going to utilize what are called Metafields. And where those are at, I'm going to just click open a few tabs here. I got my product tab here. Oops. I got my product tab here, so I got this product. I'm just going to go ahead and open that product up. Metafields are going to go down at the very bottom of the product page. When you're setting up your product page on Shopify, down here at the bottom is where your Metafields are going to be. I don't have any yet, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on Settings, and I'm going to go to, let's see where they at. They're down at the bottom somewhere. Custom data, I believe it is. They're always changing the names of things in here. So probably custom data. Yeah, there it is. And then products, because we want to make a product Metafield. Now, excuse me, before I do that, I'm going to step back. You can make Metafields for any of these things. So any of this stuff here, you just play around with them, learn about them. They're actually pretty fun and pretty simple. I like the product ones because, well, we're making a product landing page. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a few different things here. I like to have headline, just type in the name of what that field is going to be. And then for you can put in a description if you want, and then we just want a single line text. So our headline is going to be a variable of a single line of text. So we'll save that one. And I like to just click on both of these just to always, if you're having this in your store and you don't know what you want, just always click on them and save it, because it's not going to hurt. It's not going to do anything to not have it there. And so I got my headline there, and I could just stop there if I wanted to, but I'm going to go in and hit sub headline, and then I'm going to add a few fields in here, and I'm going to show you exactly actually what I do. So I usually hit headline, sub headline. All right, we'll just stop with those two, and then I'm going to bring the headline to the top, because what I like to do is, as we're thinking about our landing page from the top of the page all the way down, that's how I like to have my Metafields ordered, okay? And so when we have a landing page, we want a headline and a subheadline at the top. At least in this case, that's what we want. But if it's something that we wanted down at the bottom, we have it down at the bottom. That way, when they come over here now, back in this product page, down at the bottom, see we have the Metafields. As you're setting up your product, you're going to fill in these Metafields, and you want them to be in order. You don't want your headline to be way at the bottom, because you're like, what's this headline? Like, what's this thing over here? What's that thing over here? So you kind of want them to be in order. Makes sense. And that's even where the descriptions, if you remember where we're setting these up, you can put in a description. That's where that's even more helpful if you have a lot of stuff that you want to add to your landing page. We're just going to add a couple things here, so I'm not going to get into all of that. But because this is a You Make Me Happy cat mug, I'm going to go perfect for every, actually I'm going to use caps, every cat lover. I'm going to hit nothing. I'm just going to click out of there. Perfect for every cat lover. Don't miss out on this ball of fun. So I'm just making stuff up right now just to show you how to use this. I'm going to hit save. So we got our headline and our subheadline. They're saved in there, but we're not using them yet. Okay, so now that's where we come back to this theme page, right? So now the first thing that you want to do is build out your Metafields that you know that you want in there. Okay, you could add more later on. You can add more at any point. That's why I like to keep separate tabs open. So I got the product tab over here. That way I could just click on settings right here. That'll open up my custom data where I could just save these, and then I'll just go ahead and exit out, and I'll still be on my product page. It'll reload and they'll be back down here. So it makes it very easy if I keep that product page open, and then I could keep this tab open. And I'm actually going to do two things right here. First, I'm going to open up the customize. I'm going to hit control click, and that's going to, now it might make you log in there. Just go ahead and log in. And then what you're going to do is, well, what you're going to see is this page right here. This is your builder over here, and you can actually drag the content around all around the page just like that. Okay, now this is the native Shopify builder. Now this is for the home page, and we don't want to edit the home page. We're going to go edit the product and default. Now I'm going to show you how to take it further than that, but for right now, that's what we're going to do, product default. Now, there's several things that I just like to do on the page right away, and I'm just going to tell you the easy things to do is get rid of the, or you got to make the size smaller. You don't want the ability to click on it and for it to expand, things like that. So let's see. Large, let's make this small. Those down there, those icons, we don't want to hide other variants. We want thumbnails. Let's see, show thumbnails. That's what we want. And then I think those are going to be the main ones that we want. Desktop layout, thumbnail carousel is what we want. And so that way it puts it into a carousel like that. So that's what we like right there. That's actually the cleanest image layout, okay? Now, I'm not going to tell you how to build out a whole landing page, but I am going to tell you how to do the important things that give you the ability to take this and make it into a cool landing page. Because a lot of people are going to say, well, Robert, yeah, I don't like it because the description is going to be all right here, and it's going to be jumbled up, and it's going to look weird, and blah, blah, blah. And that's what I'm going to tell you to fix. Fix those things really quickly in the template, and it makes it easy all the way across. Now, we're doing this in the default product page. I'm going to show you how to make a separate one here in a minute. I'm going to first go ahead and click on save. And now I got at least part of that set up how I want it, right? Now, I could leave this if this is how I want it, I could just leave it as is. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and delete this. And actually, you know what? I'm not. This is what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to leave it. I'm going to go ahead and take this, and I'm going to delete the text over here. And I'm going to click on this little thing right here, insert dynamic source. And I'm going to click on the headline. Boom. Perfect for every cat lover. Right? And then I'm going to click on this thing right here. I'm going to get rid of that text. Boom. And then I'm going to put subheadline, don't miss out on this ball of fun. Right? Now, I could also pull in an image from over there. So I'm going to come back over here to my products thing, my product page. Right? And I'm going to hit on the settings. And I'm going to go to custom data. And then I'm going to go into products. And then I'm going to actually do two things here. I'm going to add in featured text, and that's where we'll replace that sub headline. And then I'm going to hit, oh wait, no, we got to go type, and then I'm going to do multi-line text for that one. We're not going to do single line, we're going to do multi-line. And then I'm going to go ahead and check the boxes and hit save. And then I want to bring that down, and then I'm going to do one more. I'm going to add another definition, and this was I'm going to call featured image. And then I'm going to click on select type, and then down here I'm going to click on file. And you could do videos or images or whatever you want, but because we called this a feature image, we don't want to make things confusing. So we're just going to unclick video there and click on save. And then I'm going to bring down that, and I'm just going to, oh, I don't know what just happened there. Oh, there it is. I'm going to drag it down right there. I'm going to hit X. Now my product page is going to reload, and I'm going to hit for featured text. This is where my featured text would go. Now, I don't want to have to think of a whole description, so I'm just going to pop that in there. And then for the image, I don't actually have an image? Well, I do. I'm just going to drag any image here. Let's see. Upload. I guess I would upload it from my computer. And I'm just going to grab this little gaming device thing here. And once it loads, I'm going to hit done. Boom. And now it's loaded down here. Now, that's not going to do with this product, but that's the image that I have on my computer. I don't have this product on my computer. So that's fine. I'm just going to hit save. This is just a demo. And then let's go back over here. And then let's go ahead and hit save here for now. And then that will refresh the page. And then that means that we can now click right. I'll click right here. I could select image. Wait, that's not the right one. Yeah, it is. I could select the image, and we don't want to select the image. We don't want to click on that. We want to select this. And then we're going to click on featured image from the product, right? And that's going to replace it. If we just added the image in there, that same image would be on the page for all of the products. If we just added the text in here, that same text would be on the product page for all of the products. But because we're using these dynamic fields, now that's going to change per product, right? So now I could add in another one. I think I could bring in another text block right here probably. A caption. Actually, let's switch these around. So I'm going to take this. I'm going to bring the caption up. And then I'm going to change that tagline. I'm actually going to make that the subheadline. And then we'll do that as a subtitle. And then we'll do large. And then what I'm going to do is on this text now, I could switch that out and make that the, what do we call it? Short description? No, subheadline. Did we not save it? Something's not going on right here. Let's hit save. And I'm actually going to hit refresh page. I just want to make sure that my description thing was there. Featured image, featured text. Okay, so that's what I'm looking for. Maybe I was missing it. Let's look for featured text. There it is. So, boom, this is where my featured text would go, right? And then I can just customize this to however I want it to look. The easy thing is the colors. You want a standard color theme on your store anyways. You want it always to look the same. So what you're going to do is you're just going to click on this little paintbrush over here on the left-hand side. And I could click on this little drop down for colors. And I could change all of my colors. So for that, that's the secondary background, I believe is what it was. If you look over here, there is color scheme, secondary background, or background 2. So if I come over here, I could actually change background 2 to whatever color I want. Maybe I want to change that to black. Right. Well, the text I would have to change. So I don't want that. If you want black text, there's a way to do that. So let's maybe make it white or red. Or let's go put it back whatever it was. Let's just go back to gray. And I'm going to show you. Let's say we wanted to, but that's how you change the color. But let's say we wanted to change it to black. There's one easy way to do that. If your text, if everything is white and you want to change it to black, don't do it over here because what in the theme settings, because what would happen is you would actually have to change the text color too, and that's going to mess everything up. You don't want to start messing with that. So what you would do is you would come over here and you would select on background color and you just select inverse. And that gives you the black, okay? Because it inverses it, and whatever's white becomes black, and whatever black becomes white, right? So that makes it really easy. That's the inverse color scheme, and I like that one. All right, for solving that problem. Now you can change the colors however you want. It's really easy. Just come up with your standard colors right there. Very simple. Boom. That would be that. And then what I would do is, well, I'm going to hit save, and I want to show you a few things. We're going to look at the live page, but I want to show you a few things really quickly. I'm going to put in my real product description goes here. Make it good. Now, I just want to show you something here. Oops, Control Z. I want to show you something that I could make it, these headings and everything, in the real description right here. I'm going to hit save. That's the real product description. Now, all these Metafields, these are text fields, but this is the product description. The difference between putting text in here versus making a product description down here is that here you get to use this builder, the HTML builder. I mean, this is a nice builder. You get to edit the text and all of that. Down here, it's just standard text. So let's refresh this page. And now we're going to scroll down and see it says my real product description goes here. Make it good. See how that's ugly? We can't move that. If I come over here, I can't move that product description. The product description is, I got to refresh the page to make it there. So the product description is going to be in that one spot, right here, and I can't move that out of there. So see the product description? I can move it all the way down, right? But it's stuck there. It's stuck in that spot. I can, and the problem with that is it's not going to go across the page. So if we had a long product description, this whole left side of the page would be empty. The whole right side would be the product description, and it would just push it down because it's in this one column. Okay, so that's the problem with that. By the way, let's check it out. Look, our content's here. Our image is there, and our piece of text is there, and so it's working so far. And so anyways, what I want to do now is change that description thing, and that's where it gets a really different. This is where you're going to create a product template. Okay, this is where it goes beyond this, what I just showed you right here. Deal with that later in the code. We actually have to go in the code and edit that. However, right now we're just going to keep on moving on this page. And the reason why is because I want to show you how we could just build out a default product page that's great, that would be a standard page, and then duplicate that default page and change it just with little variations for all of your different products or for all of your different needs. Because if we just duplicated or started building out our product page from the very beginning, then if we wanted to duplicate it, every time we duplicate it, we're going to have to duplicate from nothing, right? And so we want to build out a template already, and then we'll take that template and just copy and paste and make more, okay? Next, we want to add, what I like to do down here is add in maybe some product reviews. I'm only going to do a few more things to show you how to do this, and then I'm going to show you how to create the template, the other product templates, and then I'm going to show you how to do the code. But for now, I'm just going to do this one last thing on this page. Okay, I'm going to show you how to do something that I like to do, and that's putting reviews here. So I usually bring it up to maybe 4 columns right there, and then I'll add in 2 more columns right here. And then what I like to do is up in this little field right here, I like to put in this little star. You can see it's at the top right there. I always use it. So, oops, I don't know what I just did there. I meant to just copy and put, I see what's going on. C, V, 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 V. So I got 5, and then I'm going to copy that. And then I like to just put that over here in each one of these. Boom, 5 stars all the way across. Boom, 5 stars all the way across. Boom. Okay. So then what I would do is I would just delete this and put in a product review one. So we don't have that right now. So what we're going to do is, and you could add them right here. I just don't like to because it opens a whole nother page, and it's just cleaner to do it in the product page. So with the product page open, click on settings and click on custom data, product, add definition, review one. Boom. Select type, we're going to do multi-line text, and then save. And then bring it down. Now, normally I would go through and add 4. I'm not going to do that in this case because this is a demo. That's what you would want to do is review 1, review 2, all the way through 4. I'm just going to duplicate them back in our template just to make it easy. And so I'm going to close that out, and then I'm going to come down here into the product, and I'm going to go, this is great. Buy it now. That's our product review by Jane in Sacramento, CA. I like that format with the bar right there. First name with the bar, or first name with the initial, even better. Jane G from Sacramento, California. And then you just hit close and hit save. And then now let's go back over here to this page. And we have to hit save and refresh the page. It's going to refresh on its own. So now I'm going to click that. And then for this description, I'm going to type in that. And let's see, where's our, I think we actually have to hard refresh to get the metadata fields to refresh. So there it goes. So now I'm going to go back here to field 1. And then the description, again, click that, show more, review 1. All right. Boom, popped it in there. And then I'm going to just do the same thing for all of them. For this, I'm just going to go through and just pop in review 1 for all of them. But you would do it for, you would have 1 through 4. I'm just going to pick the same review, okay, just to show you what it looks like. And then in this case, what I like to do as well is change this background for this multi-column. I like to inverse that one as well. All right. Or there's let's see, go back to, what was it? Background one. That's not what I like to do. I like to do, let's see, do they get a call? I did it before. I've done it, well, I've done it a bunch of times. So there it is. Show second column background. There we go. And then, let's see, is it this one then? Inverse? No. Background two. Background one, accent. That'll actually work. I like that. That'll work. All right, so I'm going to hit save, and let's just assume that that's our landing page now. You could build it out however you want. You could add in more details. You could, fill in all of these details, remove them. That's where you would, if you had a print-on-demand product and you had other products that were not print-on-demand, well, you might want to have your materials stuff in there for your print-on-demand page, right? And so that's where you'd want to have different templates, okay? And the other thing we want to do is we want to move this product description. We want to move it down to where it's not on that right-hand column. We want to move it right here in the middle, okay? So I'm going to show you how to do that because that's something very important that you're pretty much always going to want to do. So the way to do that is back over here in themes. You're going to click on these three dots right here, and you're going to click on edit code. And here in the edit code, what we want to do is we want to go down to product.json. Okay, and actually that's the page that we want to copy, but in order to copy it, we got to click on up here, add a new template. So in templates, add a new template, click on that, and we want to click on the drop down, and we're going to click on product. This is a new product template, and we want the JSON. We don't want liquid, we want JSON. JSON's going to be better for right now. For that builder that we just created, we want the JSON, okay? And then what we're going to call this is, whatever you want to call it, but I'm just going to call it custom Landng, just for the sake. If you were doing one for product for print on demand, you might say print on demand page Landng, or whatever you want to name it, just because you might want like 25 of these, right? And it's okay to have 25 of them. All right, so I'm going to hit on custom Landng, and I'm going to hit done, and then it's going to create the custom Landng, and it's actually going to copy it from my default product. So that's what we want. Some themes, I think I've come across where sometimes it doesn't. So just in case, what you could do is you could control all on your product, control C, and then go over to your custom one that you just made, control all, delete, and control V, right? And then look, it doesn't let me save it, and that means it's exactly the same. So it did copy it, so we're good. All right, so now I have my custom Landng. And so I could close out the product page, and there's my custom Landng right here. And I'm going to scroll to the top of it. And what I want you to notice is that it pulls from main product. It's going to include this section that is going to be the main product. It's going to pull in a main product section, right? And so the product over here, this whole top part is the product section. So remember up here, there's this editing piece up here, this whole piece up here, that's this product information section, right? And so this section right here, that's what it's calling on, is it's referring to a main product, okay? Now, why that's important? Because down here, we want to open up sections, and we want to find our main product. There's main product, there's main, all kinds of stuff. Find your main product. Boom, we just opened up our main product. Now, we don't need this main product. We don't need this page, but we want to copy that code, or we want to do stuff with that code, and we want to have a backup. So what we're going to do, though, is we're going to come up here to add new section, and we're going to change the name of it from main product to custom Landng product. Okay? Because we're going to make a new custom product. So this section up here, this top section, we're making a new custom one that's going to be for our landing page that we're making for it. Okay, so a new custom, and that we're okay with liquid. We want liquid, not okay with it, but we want liquid. Okay, on this new custom Landng product, we want liquid. Okay, now this is for a section. This is a product section. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to come over here to main product. Control all there, control C there, come over here to that custom section, delete that crap, we don't want it, and hit paste. Okay, now we have the custom one exactly how we want it. We got to come up here and we got to change the name of it in here at the very top, make sure that it's changed. So see how it says main product? We don't want that. we want to change it to, actually, we're going to leave that for now because I believe that might be the CSS. I think that refers to CSS, and I think we want to leave that there. Let's just keep it there for right now. Because what we will do is copy that. Well, we don't need to copy that name, but custom Landng product. What we're going to do is go back to our custom JSON file. So our product page, this is our product template that we had, and the JSON format of it. We're going to replace this right here where it says main product. We're going to replace that with custom Landng product. Okay? Because now we're going to be now it's going to be pulling the section up here. It's going to be pulling from the one that we just made. Now, right now it's exactly the same, but we're going to change it. And so we just want to make sure that, it's good. We're calling on it, right? So I'm going to hit save. All right, I had an error there, and I realized that I got rid of a quote. So you want to make sure that you don't delete anything on accident. If you do delete anything, just go back to your main product and copy and paste again, and you'll have your same stuff back in there. So let's see. Yeah, there's right. So it should save this time. And boom, it's saved. Now what we want to do is we want to come back over here to our product page. We want to refresh this page. And down here, we're going to change the template now. Okay, we're going to choose on custom Landng. We just made it. Hit save. Boom. We're going to refresh the page. It's going to be exactly the same. There's not going to be anything different because we didn't change anything. Okay. But what we wanted to do was get our product description and move it down here. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to come back over here to our, we're going to close out our product custom Landng. We don't need that anymore. We don't want stuff open that we don't need because it'll confuse us. We don't need our main product liquid anymore. So we're going to close that out as well. And then there's this custom Landng product. What we're going to do is we're going to find the description. So I'm going to click in here. I'm going to hit Control F, and I'm going to type in description or just part of it, and boom. Let's read the code, and it says when description, if product description is blank, blah 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 blah, product description. So what we're going to do is we're going to copy from or when description to this end if. There's the if in there, then there's the description. This is where it actually prints the description on the page. So what we're going to do is copy from the end if all the way to the when description, and we're going to cut Control X that out, get rid of that space. And then what we're going to do is we're going to scroll to the bottom of the page, and we're going to go all the way down until we find the beginning of a product modal right there. You could even actually search it, product modal. You could do a Control F and just type in like modal, and it'll find it for you. And right at the top of that, so right at the end of that div, you're going to hit enter, and there's some blank space in there now. I'm going to hit Control V, and I'm going to paste in this piece that I have. And I'm going to delete the when. It probably won't work right there. It typically doesn't. And I'm going to go ahead and hit save. I go over here to this page now, and I go ahead and hit refresh. It's now down right here. Now, again, the reason why we like that is because in the metadata, we could just put text. And in the product description, we could add all kinds of stuff. We could add rich text. So we could add images. We could add videos. We could add all kinds of stuff in there in that main section, which is going to be the main piece of your content. And then that's going to be per product. And it gives you a big old piece of area where back over here in this product page, I mean, we could just Control C. I'm just going to put this over here over and over. But we could really build this out, put videos in there, put images. Look at all this stuff we could put in there. Links, all kinds of stuff in there. And it's then part of the main product. It takes a second to load in there, but it's all part of the main product. And if I refresh it, you'll see that now it's got all that text there. So I could really build out this main section using rich text. Now again, the reason why that's cool is because you can't do it with Metafields, and back over here you could only do so much. So I'm going to refresh this page now though again. And I'm going to go over here to this product description, and I'm just going to delete most of this. And you guys can kind of think about how to use this from here. I mean, this is pretty cool now. It's pretty straightforward on how to use this, all that you could do. So let me refresh this page one more time. And I'm going to show you one more cool thing. And so see, there it is. So now the product description isn't in this right column. It's laid out right here. And it's exactly where I want it. And now we could add in more sections down here. We could add as many sections down here as we want. I could keep building right here. I could add product recommendations. I could add, multi-column sections. I could add in, rich text. If there's anything that you can't add here that you would like to add, then you could just use custom, right? And now you could have custom HTML, right? Custom code. That's very helpful. I'm going to show you how to do the timer up here using that custom HTML code in a minute. So that's very helpful. Okay, so you could add in custom code, and then you could add in another one that's very helpful. Say you had a lot of text that you want to put in. You want to build a really nice, cool looking page section. Well, you could actually pull in from a page down here, right? You could pull from pages. So you can go build a page on your Shopify store and then pull in from a page section, and that page section will show down here. So that gives you the ability to create these landing pages really, really quickly. And I'm going to click save. And, I have this. Now I could go create another product. Now watch this. I'm going to go back over here, and I'm going to go into my products. I'm going to add new products, and I'm going to call this Hippie Helper handbag. Okay, and this handbag helps any hippie on the go. And then I don't have anything, but I'm going to do, let's see, let's just add in hippies love handbags. You would think that I know everything about hippies, but by the way I'm talking, I'm just coming up with this on the head. The number one handbag for hippies, right? I'm not going to worry about typos, just trying to give you a demo. And then, your featured text would be there. So I would just type, put that in, I'd get my featured image and I would drop that in there. I'll just pick the same image. Well, no, I won't. I'll pick a different image. Upload a different one that I have, just so you can see it in live action. Let's see, how the pages look different. They're going to use the same template, but it's going to pull in different images. So for this one, we have that featured image. So I'm just go ahead and hit save. We don't need no reviews. I'm not going to use the reviews for right now. And then, we didn't choose the template. That's the default template. Well, actually, let's take a preview of the page. The default template looks like this. There's no product image in there. It just looks weird now because there's no product image. But it does pull in dynamically the stuff because we set that up already, right? We already set that up on the default. But let's pull in our template. What does our template look like? Well, let's pull in the custom lander, click save, boom, refresh. Oh, wait, you can't refresh the preview. You want to click on preview again. Boom, opens it up. Oh, it's because we don't have an image in there. I keep expecting it to look different. It doesn't have an image in there. Let me go ahead and add the image. I just so that it, there's some consistency there. And then, boom, now I should be able to close this out and hit preview again. And boom, there it goes. But now it has our template in there, and this handbag helps any hippie on the go. That's our product description that we dropped in there. And, if we added more in there, it would really build that out. But that's our template. And if we added in our reviews, that would be there. If we added in all this other stuff, back over here, you could just keep on adding in, for more content, for that heading, you could just pick in some dynamic content. You can make in more headlines, more sub-headlines, more images, more, whatever, videos, whatever you want. Build as much fields as you want. Build it all out. That's why I like to have the product page open and this builder open at the same time, is because, okay, now that I have this multi-column in here, what do I want to call it? Maybe I want to call this brands we work with, right? And so then I come back over here, I hit settings, and I'll have to save the page, but I would hit settings, and I would custom data, and I'd go to products, and then I'd be like brands we work with, right? Or whatever it is you want to build, however you want to do it. But you would have this open, or your product page open, click on settings to edit your custom data, and then you could refresh the page, add it in there, and then see how it looks. It's very simple. Once you get your first landing page out, once you get your first landing page done, then it's just filling in, you have all of the fields, right? You have your landing page, then you know all of the information that you want. You know that you want, sub-headlines, videos, this image, that image, this section about this section about that. You'll know all of that in that because you have your template built out, We just didn't finish building out our template. But if we did finish building it out, we would have all of our stuff in here in our Metafields, and then we would just start knocking out products. Make a product, add in the fields. Make a product, add in the fields. Make it into products, and then they'll load up all of the content that we want right here. Okay? So that was that. Now what I would like to do for you is show you how I made the custom timer. I'm going to just close this out. I'm going to click up here where I had that timer at. I'm going to click on, let's see, didn't I have that up here? Custom code up in my product area. There's that custom code. And I have this code right here. That adds that timer in there. And let me refresh that page again. That's the timer that what the code does is it looks for any product, any variant on the page named free. Okay, any variant on the page named free, and it makes that the only variant that's visible for 10 seconds. Once that 10 seconds is up, that free variant disappears and every other variant will appear. All right, so how did I write that code? Really, really simple. What I did is I came to ChatGPT, which if you don't know about it, well, you haven't been following me. So ChatGPT is an AI platform where you could tell it what to do, go back and forth with it, and it could write you actual code. It could write you anything, but I like using it for code. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up ChatGPT over here, and you can see the conversation that I had with it. And when I first started off making this, and this is one reason why I want to show you this thread, is because I want to show you that I didn't know what I was doing in the very beginning. And you might not know what you're doing in the very beginning, but you're going to have to think it through to make these custom little bells and whistles, right? Any little bell and whistle, anything cool that you want, you could make, you're just going to have to really think it through, okay? And I didn't get it right the first time, but I thought it through and eventually got it. All right, so I said, hey, I got these product variants. And I approached it that way. Make one when the page loads, variant this should be visible and variant this should be hidden. There should be a 10-second timer on the page. When the timer runs out, variant this should be hidden and variant this is made visible. Give me code for this that I can add to my Shopify product page. And it gave me this code. Now this code should have did it. It should have worked right, but for whatever reason, it didn't. I don't know why it didn't work the first time through. I think it was because of some labeling. I think it was because of the labels right here. And I didn't know what was wrong with it because, like I said, I'm not a coder. I know how to hack. I know how to figure things out. And I said, here's the form code. Make sections. Oh, it says that it said the names. It told me right here, note, you may need to adjust the names, right? And so I gave it my form code, the form. And the way I was able to get that is coming over here to the front end, right-clicking, inspect element, and then I'm going to go up to my form, highlight it, whatever that would be. It would have been this one right here. And I would have right-clicked, edit as HTML, copy and paste it, Control-C. And then I come back over here and I paste it in here and it says, hey, this is my form code. You make them match. Because it said I needed to adjust this and I needed to make it match my form. I was like, I don't know how to do that. I don't want to mess something up. Here's my form. You do it for me, right? And it says, sure, here's the modified code. So it should have modified this code. See, now it's product select. It's not whatever it was before, product select option 1. It's product select or something like that with whatever, right? It changed it, right? I don't know what it did. And then it's not working. I said, I want to be able to put it in my product page in HTML. So I wanted to actually put it initially when I was setting up my product in my product section. I wanted to actually be able to put it right here. So that way I could add it per product. And I couldn't get it to work. It may work. I'm not sure if it works now like that, but that's what I said. Can I do that? And it edited it. It says, okay, here's the edit that will make it work. So then I should have been able to copy and paste that into the page. And I said, I got this error. Now, how did I know the error that I got? There was some sort of error going on. If something's not working, again, leave this right hand open, this console open, and click on console, and errors will pop up over here, right? If there's any type of error going on, it'll be in red. It'll always be in red. These are not, don't worry about these yellow ones. Any errors that are in red, that's what you want to copy, okay? And then I pasted that back over here. I said, hey, these are the errors. And he says, this error occurs when this. And then I said, when this happens about CSS. And I didn't even know what the heck it was even talking about there. I don't think. No, if you modify the product CSS templates. And I'm like, I don't even do anything. What does that even have to do with anything? And then I said, for some reason, switch this. And I don't know why I did something. Because I switched. I I switched stores actually. I was trying on this on another store, and I think the problem I was having way up here where I was getting these errors was because it was on a different store. This error for sure, 100%, it wasn't working because it was on a different store that had all kinds of dev stuff going on that we were using 10 years ago. So I ended up switching stores, and then I said, hey, I made a new product, new variant, and I was like, this is the one, let's do this. And then it says, and then it must have worked right away except for this. And I said, let's change it. Oh no, it must have worked right away. And I was happy with it, but then I wanted it to change. I said, let's make the variant with label free and show, and that's what was happening. It wasn't working with the variants. I couldn't get it to work with the variants. Even on the new store, I couldn't get it to work with the variants. And so I was like, okay, let's switch it up. It probably wasn't finding the variant ID. And also that would make it less usable. If I could do free, then I could use that code over and over and over again. If I had to do variants, then I had to switch the variants out every single time I wanted to use that code. So what I did is I said, switch it to free. Look for a label that's named free, because back up here in the code I showed it from my form. I noticed that label, right? There was a label down here named free. Well, maybe I got the wrong one, but eventually there was, because I copied the one from my product page. There was, and so I was like, okay, it's named free, so let's look for that instead of the product ID. And so it worked. Sure, here it is. This code gets the label for free variant dynamically. Okay, got it right. And I says I want to edit the product select instead to match what I have here. I don't know what I meant by that. It still wasn't working. It was saying I need to replace that. And I was saying, look, you do it. Here's what I have here. You take what I have here and match it. Okay, I don't want to mess with it. Again, I was doing the same thing that I did before. I don't want to do it. You do it. And there's that free label right there. And it says, sure, here it is. And then I think it finally got it. And I said, add a visible timer. So it was finally working. It was counting down and it was switching out, but I noticed here there was no visible timer. So I said, add a visible timer, and then it added the timer down here, which was the div. And then that was good. I want to add it to my product page in the liquid file, or not in the liquid file. And so they made some changes again. And it gave me this other stuff. They started adding in my form down here. And I didn't want them to add in my form. So I just copied everything up here. That's all I did, is I copied everything up here. And I left all of that out. And I said, can I put this into the product JSON? And it said no. So I was going to put it back in my main template. It said no. And then I said, I want to add in this piece, because what it had was 10 seconds. That's all it was 10 seconds, and then it would count down. I said 10 seconds free left, or 10 seconds left to claim for free. That's what we ended up writing right here in that copy. And so it added that in there, and that goes somewhere right wherever, right here, seconds. I don't know where it added, but either way, it has the free message wherever it's at. But anyway, I copied and pasted that, and then again, leaving off that form stuff. So I copied and pasted that, but I'm noticing, or I'm copying this, but I'm noticing that it doesn't have the divs in here. It cuts them off for some reason, and this is where ChatGPT is not perfect for code. And if I paste this, the code would work, but the divs are not in there, so it's not going to actually show it right there. So what I would want to do is go back up here and grab the timer that it had right here, the timer and the message. So I'm going to copy those, and then I'm going to go back over here, and then I can actually put those anywhere on the page that I want, but I'm going to put them right there, and I'm going to hit save, and boom, there it is. Now if I hit refresh on the page, 10 seconds left to claim free. Wait, why isn't it counting? Now for whatever reason, my counter's not actually counting down right now. It was a second ago. Maybe there's some change that I had over here that I'm not catching right now, that I'm forgetting about because I made this earlier. But either way, that's how I did it. I just went back and forth, and this was just a bonus strategy. I'm not going to work through that. I want to keep this video short. I don't want to sit here and debug. Well, maybe there is an error here. We could check and see if there's an error. Yeah, there's no error there. So yeah, I don't want to sit here and try to debug it and figure out what's going on with it. But you seen it working a minute ago at the beginning of this, and something I messed up in this code. I just was rushing through it. So. And you could do so much more. You could style it. You could ask it to style it for you. You could ask it for all kinds of stuff. And it'll just knock out that code. It'll just keep knocking out the code for you. And look, we got custom product pages now. And, it looked like it took a while. It took a long time to build this out the first time through. because this was the first time through. But once you have a template, you could just go through one after another, just keep knocking out products. I could, product number two, and then I could go, description here, right? And then I could add in my image, and I could just keep going and just go down and add in all these fields right here. Hit save. Select the template. Hit save. I don't need to do any of that Chat GPT code writing anymore. I don't need to do any more of this template editing. I don't need to do any of that stuff anymore. I got my page right here. It's already done. It's already ready for me with everything filled in. Now, in this example, it's not because we didn't fill anything in that demo product, but that's how easy it is. And that's why I believe, these landing page builders, this landing page builder is the absolute best way to create a landing page. Because here's the thing, once you have something that converts, once you have something that's optimized, you don't need to change it, right? Once you have a format for a landing page that converts with your audience, keep that landing page the same. You might want to change it per offer, like that free thing that, I might want to have code to hide the pricing to create the urgency so that they get it for free for 10 seconds or whatever, for 3 hours or 10 days or up until a certain date or whatever, right? I might want to have that particular offer, but then I'll create another template for another offer, right? I might have a bundle offer where I have, for all of my bundles, they use this template. For all of my free offers, they use this template. For all of, whatever types of offers, they use these different type of templates. And the cool thing is you don't have to duplicate that thing that, what we did to put the description down here. We don't have to do that. We don't have to just duplicate that main section anymore. We only have to duplicate the product page. Now, if you want to edit that and you want to do some other stuff with that, you can. I'd advise you not to, because that's where you're going to mess this up unless you know code. I would advise you not to. But once you have that set up once, then you're just duplicating the product page, right? So what I would do now is I would have, again, once you build out an entire page that you like and you want to keep it standard, I would come back over here into this page right here. I would go back. I would go into these three buttons. I would click on edit code. I have my code open. I would go down to add new template. I would click on product template, and then I would call this one my new lander, and I would hit save. Now this one is going to duplicate from your default template, right? Well, we have the new template that we just made. And what if we want to duplicate from our new template? Well, I could just open up that new template and I could copy the code from there, paste it into my new one that I just made, and now I'm starting from that new template versus starting from my default template, right? So that way, if you want to create a lander and you click on this add new template, it's gonna pull in all of your default product stuff. But what if there's another lander that you already have that's very close to what you want? You would just copy the code over from that one. And now, if I go back over here, if I go back over to exit and I go back over here to customize and I go back over here and I go to product and I go back over here to new lander, that's going to have all of the same stuff as the one that I duplicated. It has it all laid out for me exactly like the one that I just duplicated, all ready for me. And so now, because the first one was a free offer one, this one might be for it looks like the code was working there. This one's for the free offer, and this one might be for, it's starting to count down again. So I don't know. Maybe there was something going on that I messed it up on that page. It's working though. So see, that code worked. I knew it wasn't me. But again, going back to what I was saying, say there was something on a certain product page that I've already built out. I go ahead and duplicate my template back here, wherever the heck that was at. I duplicate my template and I copy the code from the page that I like. I copy the code from that one into the new template, hit save, and then I come back over here to Builder. It adds it all in. And that's why the JSON is the format that you want, because the JSON lays out these sections. See all these sections right here? Product information, image with text. If I go back over here to the code and I look at the JSON for this page template, you'll see those right here. You'll see the main product. You'll see the custom liquid. You'll see your title. You'll see your price. So this is all this is actually part of the main product. So that section right there is that. And then you'll see another section. Well, actually, you see all the sections down at the bottom. So you see your main section, your image with text, your multi-column, your product recommendations. That is all the stuff that we have that's editable right here, right? That's the 4 things that are editable right there. So let's say there was a product template that we duplicated, and so we wanted a lot of the pieces of that product template, but we don't want other pieces, right? So what you could do is you could just click on it and hit, well, right here, it's not going to let you delete it. Some things won't, but like that product recommendations, it won't let you delete. But I could just go through and delete everything else. the product recommendations, if you want to hide that one, the easiest way is just to click this eyeball. I mean, you don't have to even use it, but you can see that it takes up some section there, some space there. If I unclick it, it adds that little space right there. And so if I hide it, it gets rid of that space. So that's the easy way. You can go back into the JSON code to do that, but I'd recommend not mess with the JSON. You'll just mess yourself up and run into some errors there. All right. Then I hit save and I got it saved. All right. So that's it. That's all. That's how you create these product landers. Like I said, it sounds like a lot of work doing this, but once you set it up one time, it is so easy to just duplicate and just keep on going. The hardest part, the longest part really is just getting it built out, getting the Metafields in there and getting everything in there. But that's like a template. Like it's one and done. And like I said, once you have a high converting landing page, you want to stick with it. So anyways, I hope you like that. I hope you like the demo on how to do the code. And yeah, thank you. Make sure you follow, give this a like, and let me know your comments.